Hi everyone, welcome to my Abhyas. I am Sindhu Manjunath, your biology faculty. So in the last session, we have studied about control and coordination which takes place in animals, plants and also human beings. Now we are going to study a new chapter which is called How do organisms reproduce? So there are many different varieties of organisms in the planet. So these organisms undergo the different ways to reproduce to form a new organisms of themselves. So there are life on earth begin 3 billion years ago. 3 billion years ago. Since then, there are about 8.7 million species. So, life on Earth began 3 billion years ago, and since then, there are about 8.7 million species which is created and venturing the planet. So, when we look around ourselves, we see the different varieties of birds, animals, and also the insects, and many more. Yeah. And we have one common sense, right? When organisms born, it grows and it become old and ultimately die. No organisms live forever, then the death is inevitable. So here, I have a questions like why that these species do not vanish? Why we not stop to see these varieties of birds, animals, and many more? So here the answer is reproductions. So the reproduction means production of new organism, production of new organisms of same species which is created by existing organisms. So this is called reproductions. What is reproductions? The production of new organisms of same species which is created by existing organisms. So these reproductions consume large amount of energy to undergo the reproduction process. So here the different varieties of organisms which is live on our planet. So these different varieties of organisms undergo the different ways for reproductions to form a new organisms of themselves. So there are about life on Earth began 3 billion years ago, and since then there are about 8.7 million species, and which are created in venturing our planet. So here, when we look around ourselves, like we would see the different varieties of plants, birds, and insects, and many more. So my question is, how do these organisms do not vanish, and how we do not stop seeing these varieties of organisms? So here comes the answer: reproductions. So what is meant by reproductions? Reproduction means production of new organisms of the same species which is created by existing organisms is called reproductions. So here the reproductions consume large amount of energy which undergo this process. So let us move on to the reproductions in briefly. So this reproductions is also called as production of new individual from their parent. So we can define this reproductions in another way like the production of new individuals from their parent. This new individual is also called offsprings. So how we can define the reproductions? The production of new individuals or the production of offsprings from their parents is called reproductions. So as I said, these offsprings are similar to their parents. So the offsprings are similar to their parents in many aspects. Like the characters of parents are transferred completely to the offsprings in the form of genes. So the production of new individuals from their parents is called reproductions. So here new individual is also called offsprings. These offsprings which are similar to their parents. So here the characters of parents are transferred to the offsprings by the genes. The material which carries this genetic information is called DNA. So what is full form of DNA? Deoxyribonucleic acid. Okay. So the characters of parents are transferred to offsprings by the means of genes. So the material which carries this genetic information is called DNA. Here DNA contains the chromosomes of the nuclei cell. Chromosome of nuclei cell. So the reproductions means the productions of new individuals from their parents is called as a reproductions. So this new individual is called as a offsprings. These offsprings are the copies of their parents. So the characters of parents are transferred to offsprings by the means of genes. So these genes, the materials which helps in carrying the genetic information is called as a DNA. This DNA is a deoxyribonucleic acid. This DNA contains the chromosomes of nucleus of the cells. So now during the reproductions, the offsprings contain the DNA. The DNA have a bit difference when compared to their parents. So based on the degree of variations which occurs in the reproductions. So here in the reproductions, parents does not produce exact copies of themselves because they undergo some variations. Let us understand what are these variations, why it is necessary. So during the reproductions, these parents' bodies do not produce the exact copies of themselves. So there is a exact copies of themselves because there is some variations which occurs in the offsprings. So let us understand why this variation is necessary and what is the use of it. Let us take an example like species of bacteria which is live in temperate water, which means they are adjusted to temperate water. So let us understand these variations by taking the example. The species of bacteria which is live in the temperate water means they are adjusted to the moderate temperature of water. So now due to the global warming, suddenly the temperatures increases in the temperate water. Due to this rise in temperatures, all the individuals of bacteria are similar and they could not tolerate this rise in temperatures, they died. So now here, because of rise in temperatures, all the individuals are wiped off. All the species of bacteria are wiped off. But if there is any variations which occurs in the offspring, some individuals can tolerate they tolerate some resistance to heat. They could be survived and they would be safe from being extinct. So that is the reasons this variation is necessary. So by this we understand what is reproductions, how it takes place, and why the variation is necessary. Let us glance these reproductions in one shot. So what is reproductions? The productions of new organisms of same species which is created by existing organisms. Or the reproductions means production of new individuals from their parent is called reproductions. So new individual is called as a offsprings. So this reproductions consumes large amount of energy to undergo the process. As I said, reproduction is also defined as the production of new individuals from their parent. So here the new individuals means offsprings. These offsprings are created by their parents. So here these offsprings are similar to their parents. The characteristics of all the parents are transferred to offsprings by means of genes. So the material which carry the genetic information is called DNA. DNA full form, what is the full form of DNA? Deoxyribonucleic acid. So this DNA contains chromosomes of nucleus cells. Now, while the reproduction process, the parent does not produce the exact copies of DNA in their offsprings. There is a big difference in their DNA in the offsprings. So here, the difference is based on the variation of reproductions. So this reproductions, while the parents does not produce the exact copies of themselves because there is some variations which occurs in the offsprings. And we studies the variations by taking an example, the species of bacteria. So we are studied about reproductions. So let us move on to the next point, that is how do organisms reproduce. So we have studied about reproduction in briefly. Now we are going to the main point, that is how do organisms reproduce. We know there are many organisms which is present on earth. So some organisms which undergo the physical movement, and some organisms which live on water, some organisms which live on land, some organisms are single celled and some are multicellular organisms, and the plant also does not move one place to another. So such type of variations we have seen many times, right? So in the same way, in the previous chapter we have studied about different organisms undergo the different life processes, and the different organisms undergo the different control and coordinations. In the same way, in reproductions, different organisms undergo the different types of reproductions. So we can say that this reproduction is mainly classified into two types. One is sexual reproduction, other is the asexual reproductions. So there are two types of reproductions. One is sexual reproduction, other is the asexual reproductions. Here the organisms reproduce with the help of sex cells or the germ cells or by the gametes. So here in the sexual reproductions, organisms reproduce by the sex cells, gametes or the germ cells. But here in the asexual reproductions, it does not involve sex cells, gametes and germ cells. Then how does the organisms reproduce in asexual reproductions? Yes, organisms reproduce in asexual reproductions by the asexual mode. By the asexual mode of reproductions, organisms are reproduce. So the different organisms undergo the different reproduction process. So by this, the reproductions are classified mainly into two types. One is sexual reproductions and the asexual reproductions. In the sexual reproductions, the organisms reproduce with the help of sex cells, gametes and the germ cells. Whereas in the asexual reproductions, the organisms does not involve the sexes, gametes and the germ cells. They undergo asexual mode of reproductions. So let us understand this asexual mode of reproductions and their definitions in briefly in the next session. We have studied about reproductions and their definitions in briefly, and we also studied the types of reproductions. Now we are going to study the sexual reproductions, which is a type of reproductions in briefly. So here, let us define this asexual reproductions. What is asexual reproductions? Formation of new organisms from single parent. So here the organisms are formed by the single parents without involvement of sex cells. Without the involvement of sex cell. So what is asexual reproductions? The formation of new organisms from the single parent without the involvement of sex cells. So this is called asexual reproductions. That means here the organisms are formed only by the single cell. Only by the single parent. Single parents, and the two organisms are not required. So this takes place in both the unicellular and the multicellular organisms. So this asexual reproduction takes place in both unicellular and multicellular organisms. So now different organisms have a different body structures and the body designs. So based on these characteristics, this asexual reproduction is divided into 6 types. One is fission, fragmentation, budding, regeneration, vegetative propagation, and spore formation. So these are the types of asexual reproductions, and the children, it contains mainly the 5 marks and it is mandatory questions. In the exam it may ask what are the difference between asexual and the sexual, and that questions contain 2 marks, that is mandatory one, and this lesson totally contain about 10 marks. So the first 5 marks question is what is asexual reproductions and explain the types of asexual reproductions, and it is very important for your examinations. So what is asexual reproductions? The formation of new organisms from the single parent without the involvement of sexes. So here the single parent produces the new organisms and the 2 organisms are not required. And these asexual reproductions can be seen in both unicellular and the multicellular organisms. So that based on the different body structures and the design, these asexual reproductions are classified into 6 types. One is fission, fragmentations, budding, regenerations, vegetative propagations and the spore formations. So in this session, we have studied about fission in detail. So we have studied about asexual reproductions and the types of asexual reproductions. Now we are going to see the fissions, which is a type of asexual reproductions. Fission, it is the type of asexual reproductions. So here, what is this fission? The fission which helps in divides or splitting into 2 parts, too many parts. So here the fission which helps in division or splitting into too many parts. So the fissions undergo the reproductions. Let us take an example like the unicellular organisms undergo the divisions or undergo the fissions and produce new organisms. From now we can say that the fission is responsible for the reproduction which takes place in unicellular organisms. So mainly this fission takes place in protozoa and bacteria. So the unicellular organisms reproduction occurs by unicellular organisms. In unicellular organisms, reproductions occur by the fission. These are some important points about the fissions. So what is fission? Fission is a type of asexual reproductions, and the fissions divides or splitting into 2 or many parts. And the unicellular organisms which undergo the cell divisions or which undergo the fissions and form the new organisms. So we can say that the fission is responsible for the reproductions which occurs in the unicellular organisms. This fission takes place in bacteria and the protozoa. Let us understand these fissions in detail by taking an example. Example like amoeba. We heard this name in the previous sessions, right? Yes. We have studies about this amoeba in the digestion process in life processes. So this amoeba is a unicellular organisms. So here this amoeba undergo the reproductions when it reaches the maximum size. So we can say that amoeba also reproduces when it reaches the maximum size. This amoeba also has a cytoplasm and a nucleus. So this is amoeba and this is all the cytoplasm and this is the nucleus. So when it reaches the maximum size, amoeba starts to reproduce, as I said, right? So here the amoeba which contains the single nucleus, when it reaches the maximum size, it starts to reproduce. By reproducing, this single celled nucleus divides into 2 by elongating itself, and it is surrounded by the cytoplasms. Now here the 2 nuclei which are formed by elongating itself. By elongating itself, it's formed divided into 2 nucleus, and it is surrounded by the cytoplasm. Now this cytoplasm, it also shrinks to undergo the divisions. So by shrinking it from one point, it starts to dividing. By shrinking the cytoplasm from one point, this starts to divide. Until it undergoes the division, it shrinks continuously. So at last what happens? This cytoplasm shrinks fully and forms two new organisms or two amoeba or two separate cells. So revise the asexual reproduction's definitions. What I said, the new organisms are formed from the single parent without the involvement of sexes, right? Yeah, this is what happens. By taking the asexual reproductions, just assume these steps. So these steps tells the definition of asexual reproductions. Like, let us back to the example like the amoeba. Amoeba is the unicellular organisms and it is a primitive one. Amoeba also undergo the reproductions when it reaches the maximum size. This amoeba also has the nucleus, cytoplasms, and the nucleus elongating itself and starts to divide into two by elongating itself. By elongating, this nucleus are completely differentiated into two inside one amoeba. And by seeing this, cytoplasm also starts to divide. How the cytoplasm starts to divide? Yes, cytoplasm shrink at one point and they are trying to divide by shrinking them. When they decide to divide, they starts to shrink continuously until they divide. So until the divisions occur, the cytoplasm continuously shrinking undergo the shrinking process. After the shrinking, it forms a thin layer and finally it divides. Now we can see the two separate cells or the two new organisms of amoeba. So we can conclude that two new organisms are produced by the single cell. First is a single amoeba, right? Now there are two amoeba. Where does this two amoeba come from? These two amoeba come from only by the single amoeba. So we can conclude that the new organisms are formed from the single parent. So this is the process of asexual reproductions, and here it is also called as a binary fission. It is also called binary fission. It undergo the binary fissions. So here we can conclude that two amoebas are formed only by the single amoeba. So we can say that the new organisms are formed by the single parents, which is called asexual reproductions. This is what happens in the asexual reproductions. And this whole process is also called as a binary fissions. There are some another unicellular organisms like Paramecium and leukemia. Leukemia, not leukemia. Another unicellular organisms called Paramecium and the Leishmania. These are the type of unicellular organisms. They also undergo the binary fissions. Now let's take an example like amoeba. So amoeba, this is the structure of amoeba, and this is the structure of Paramecium. So this amoeba, we can cut this amoeba in any plane like this, like this, like this, like this. We can get the same portions. When we cut this amoeba, we can get the same portions, right? In the same way, we can cut the Paramecium in this plane like this, like this, like this. We also get the same plane. But what happens in leukemia? The structure. This is the structure of leukemia. So when we talk about Leishmania, when we cut this Leishmania in this plane or in this plane, we cannot get the same plane. We cannot get two equal plane because this Leishmania is a wipe-like structures, and it can be cutted only in a particular fashions. So this is all about the unicellular organisms. Let us talk about this leishmania in detail. Because we have already studied amoeba and the paramecium in previous sessions. Now we are going to study the leishmania in detail. So we have studied about fusion and the three examples of fusions, that is amoeba, paramecium and the leishmania. So here in the leishmania, these are the tail-like structures. These are tail-like structures. And we cannot break this leishmania to equal particular divisions. We can cut this leishmania only at particular fashion. So this is the tail-like structures, and here the fusion takes place only in the organized manner, like in definite palm and with respect to web. And here in leishmania, cell division takes place longitudinally. Here in leishmania, what happens? Cell division takes place longitudinally. So this is all about leishmania. This leishmania is a type of protozoa. It also responsible for causing Kala-Azar disease, or we can say that black fever. So this is all about the leishmania. So amoeba is a unicellular organism and it has a cytoplasm and the nucleus. When it reaches the maximum size, it starts to reproduce. So here the nucleus starts to reproduce longitudinally, starts to divide longitudinally, whereas the cytoplasm shrinks and become very thin and finally divides into two. Now in the paramecium, it also undergoes the binary fusions and it also involved in the fusion. Now this leishmania, which is a tail-like structures, and we cannot cut this leishmania in we can cut only in one particular fashions, not by many. So these are tail-like structures, and here the fusions takes place in organized manner with definite palm with respect to web, whereas the cell divisions of leishmania takes place longitudinally with respect to web. And it is a protozoa and it also responsible for the causing the disease Kala-Azar or the black fever. So this is all about the fusions and their example. So we can see the another single cell organisms in which the cell divisions occurs differently. Like we can take the example like parasite. This parasite cause malaria named as Plasmodium. So the parasite which causes the malaria called as a Plasmodium. These Plasmodium undergo the different manner to reproduce. Like this Plasmodium is a unicellular organisms or single cell organisms. Unicellular or single cell organisms. Now this Plasmodium does not undergo the binary fusions because it multiplies more than two cells. So we can call this as it undergo the multiple fission. So the Plasmodium undergo the multiple fissions. So this Plasmodium also has the one nucleus and the cytoplasms. During unfavorable conditions, it forms a protective coat which is called as a cyst. So this is the nucleus and this is cytoplasm. This is a protective layer which is formed in unfavorable conditions called cyst. So inside this cyst, nucleus starts to divide. So inside this cyst, nucleus starts to divide and form many nuclei, and those nuclei which is called as a daughter nuclei. So here we have called this as a daughter nuclei. Now the bit cytoplasm which are divided to some nucleus. So we can say that this is the first process, this is the second, and this is the third. Here this is the cyst and this is nucleus. Now here nucleus are multiplied into many, and now cytoplasm form a bit difference inside this nucleus and over the cyst. And finally, what happens is that there is a thin membrane is formed between these two nuclei, and they are separated and form like new cells. So we can observe many cells which are developed inside the cyst. This happens only in the unfavorable conditions. What happens first? The Plasmodium, the parasite which causes the malaria and named as a Plasmodium. This Plasmodium is a single cell or the unicellular organisms. So now this Plasmodium undergo the different process to form a reproductions. Now they does not undergo the binary fusions because it produced more than two cells. So we can say that it undergo the multiple fusions. So this Plasmodium has a single nucleus and the cytoplasms. During unfavorable conditions, it form another protective coat which is called as a cyst. Now, inside this cyst, the one nuclei starts to divide and form a many nuclei. So these many nuclei which is called as a daughter nuclei. Now here inside this daughter nuclei, the cytoplasm forms a bit difference in between these nucleus. So finally this cytoplasm forms a thin membrane between these daughter nucleus, and they look like separated cells. So when the favorable conditions, when this Plasmodium undergo the favorable conditions, at that time the cyst automatically breaks and throws out all the separated cells. So in the favorable conditions, cyst breaks out and release all the newly formed nucleus. So this is how the single cell form the many cells. So we have studied about types of reproductions and the reproductions and types of reproductions and the asexual reproductions, types of asexual reproductions. And in that, the first is the fissions. We have studied the fissions in detail by taking the examples. And we are in the last stage which is called Plasmodium. This Plasmodium, the parasite which causes the malaria, named the Plasmodium. This Plasmodium is a unicellular organism and the single organisms, and it form a multiple fusions because it gives rise to more than two cells. So it is called multiple fusions. This Plasmodium contains the single nucleus and the cytoplasms. During unfavorable conditions, this Plasmodium form a protective layer called as cyst. Inside this cyst, the nucleus are divided into many, and that nucleus is called as a daughter nuclei. So now inside the cyst there are many nucleus are already formed, which is called daughter nuclei, and inside that cytoplasm form a bit difference between those nucleus. Now the cytoplasm form a thin membrane between these nuclei. When the favorable conditions occurs in Plasmodium, this cyst is break down. Here the cyst is break down and release all the nuclei. So we can say that single cells produce the multiple cells. So this is what happens in the asexual reproduction. So what is reproductions? The formation of new organisms or species created by the existing organisms, or the production of new individuals from their parent. So there are two types of reproductions, asexual reproductions and the sexual reproductions. What is sexual reproductions? Organisms reproduced by the sexes, gametes or the germ cells. So what is asexual reproductions? New organisms are formed from the parent from the single parent without the involvement of sexes. So there are 6 types of asexual reproduction: fission, fragmentations, budding, regeneration, and the spore formations and vegetative propagations. So we have studied about fissions, and the fissions, the unicellular organisms undergo the reproductions by means of fissions. The fissions which takes place bacteria and the protozoa. And we studied about amoeba. By taking the example of fissions, we studied the amoeba, which is unicellular organisms, and the paramecium and the leishmania. And last, we have studied about the Plasmodium, which is present in a parasite which causing the malaria, namely called as a Plasmodium. And we have studied all this. Now, in the next sessions, we are studying about another type of asexual reproduction, which is called fragmentation.